When there's something strange happening in the physical media world, who you gonna call? Mega Mike the Movie Man. In today's physical media news topic video, we bust into why Sony is doing such an amazing job for physical media collectors in 2024, and then we get into a massive rant on what these other studios should be doing, and then of course we talk about the future of Sony and physical media, so let's get into it. But first, if you love collecting physical media just like me and all things spooky, go ahead and ghostbust that like and subscribe. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics. And leave in the comments below, what studio do you think's winning physical media in 2024? So let's bust into the news of amazingness from Sony here. This studio is doing a banger job on their celebration of their 100-year anniversary for physical media collectors in 2024. I'm so impressed by what they've come out with, what they've announced here. I mean, let's look at these collections and box sets that Sony has been putting out for their 100 years. So at first, when I heard Sony's 100 years was coming up, I thought maybe they would do just one Columbia Classics volume set, number 4, call it a year, and we're good off of that. But no, they actually do 2 Columbia Classic volume sets within the same year. Yes, they come out with a number 5 here soon. Oh my gosh, that is fantastic. I love the way these Columbia Classic volume sets look. They look so uniformed on the shelf together. They put a lot of hard work into their transfers and the quality of the disc, the slip covers on them in a nice box set with the Hollywood history book in there on each of the movies, giving you more information. I mean, just the supplementalness to all of it has been fantastic. So now we're getting 2 Columbia Classic volume sets in the same year for Sony celebrating their 100 years. And I thought that would be the end of it. They stopped after that. They had a great year, 2 amazing box sets coming up. But no, boom, they hit us with another announcement. We got the Frank Capra collection coming out, this classic director with all of these amazing works of movies. And I don't think it's every movie this director has done, because this director is just so well known from the classic days, and I'm sure worked on so many movies out there. But there's tons of discs in this sucker. I was trying to count them, and I think it's around 20, a little bit over 20 maybe, with the documentary in there. But all these classic movies that seem to be beloved by classic movie fans out there. I remember one catching my eye in particular, You Can't Take It With You, and I'm like, oh, that is an awesome movie, fun romantic comedy, and it actually won Best Picture, I believe. And to me, it still keeps up to today with the social commentary in there. So I absolutely love that movie. And it's funny, I just bought that on Blu-ray like a week before this announcement came out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe I gave some good luck to this collection coming out. But it's just funny how that works. But if any of these movies are half as good as that one, I'm in for a treat. I want to dive more into classic Hollywood cinema here, and I can't wait to go through all the special features and also this documentary on the director and see all of these movies, a lot of them for the very first time. Now, not all of them are in 4K. We have some in 4K, we have a lot in Blu-ray, but still Blu-ray is just fine and dandy for me. So I'm excited for it. It looks like a really nice box set, and they've done a great job with Columbia Classic sets. I know they're going to do a pretty decent job with this one as well, and this is going to look so cool on the shelf if you're a classic movie fan. So Sony is just destroying it this year for their 100-year anniversary. They are doing it right. And you know what? Maybe they've been slacking in other areas with prices and what they've been putting out in terms of maybe still books or standard releases. I think they've been doing a fine job myself, but maybe you could kind of pick at them for that. But I mean, these box sets just make it up. Such a banger ideas for 3 box sets within the year. And are they done after this? Will they bust out something else before the year ends? I don't know. Maybe they'll do another Sony super classic collection as well. I don't know what they're going to come up with, but at least they're showing the effort to take care of physical media collectors, put out what they can from their catalog titles. And I absolutely love to see that. So, oh my gosh, they're doing a wonderful job. And they're just doing way better than a lot of other studios out there. So you now know we got to rant on what the other studios are doing. All right, so time for a massive rant. And we got to talk about why Sony just destroyed its competition. And we talk about what these other studios have done for their 100-year anniversaries for physical media collectors. And Disney was awful, right? I know all these videos turn into a rant on Disney, it seems like, but yeah, Disney did not do a great job on their 100-year anniversary. I mean, come on, what did they come up with for us? A super expensive box set. You had to take out a second mortgage on your home if you wanted to buy. It was like $1,500 plat. Oh my gosh! And it was just Blu-rays of things we've seen reissued before. Just looked terrible. They threw in some like crystal Mickey ears in there, and you're like, why do I want that as a physical media collector? It was just so bizarre what Disney came up with for their 100 years. It was just a shame. And they're Disney. They should have had something else going on with them. A lot better box sets, movies of 4K for the first time, putting out their, classic live action stuff, making that available because they had a beautiful catalog to work with, and Disney just absolutely failed. So you compare Sony to Disney, I mean, Sony is just destroying it. I mean, and even if you compare to like Warner Brothers 100-year anniversary, and I don't think Warner Brothers did a terrible job by any means. I thought they were pretty solid because they had those, Blu-ray box sets with those different volumes. There was like a 4K set done overseas. So they did some work. I will give them that. I do like the Blu-ray box sets, but I would have loved if they were in 4K. But Warner Brothers actually did a solid job, I would say. But I still think Sony is doing even better than Warner Brothers. I mean, these three box sets alone are just blowing me away, and I'm so excited to check these movies out. A lot of them for the very first time, and oh my gosh, wallet, get ready because I gotta get all these box sets. I don't look at any of these and say, oh, you know what, I can leave that one out. No, I want the Columbia Classic Volume line. I want this Frank Capra director collection box set. It just looks so cool. And like I said, I want to dive into that classic cinema. So this is the way to do it. I mean, Sony is showing like, hey, we can, really go after the physical media collectors with great quality products. We can offer stuff they're interested in, something that's different and piques their interest. And I just love to see what Sony is doing. And I hope these other studios in the future, when they have their anniversaries, I know a lot of their 100 years have passed, but maybe some 100 years are coming up on these studios. And then also, what about, 110 years or 125 years? Like, take cues from what Sony is doing now, release some banger box sets, release some of these amazing catalog titles that people want to see, in 4K or at least Blu-ray. I mean, come on, give us something. And we will be so appreciative as a physical media collecting community. But that's to me why Sony is just dominating this year. And it's interesting. I mean, by the end of the year, we'll see what happens. But I mean, let's talk about the future here. Where do we go next with Sony? What does their outlook look like? Let's dive into that. All right, so talking about the future of Sony here, and what are they going to do after this amazing announcement of their Frank Capra collection box set here? Are we going to have another banger in the year? I don't think so. I think they're going to be done for the year after this with the Columbia Classic sets, and then this, of course, awesome Frank Capra box set. And I'm so excited just to have that. That's way more than I expected to ever get. Now, maybe they bust out a standalone surprise 4K by the end of the year that takes us all by shock. That would be really cool. Don't know if they're going to do that though. But anyway, like I said, I think they did a job well done, at least in their 100 years. But I hope they keep going. I hope they keep going with the Columbia Classic volume line. I hope they keep releasing catalog titles. I want to see slip covers and steelbooks from them. I want to see options from them so we have different things to pick up, cool limited editions. I would love to see if the prices got back in check though. I don't want to be paying, $40 for steelbooks, 40 plus. That's a little too wild. If they could be in that sweet spot of like a $30 range steelbook on a lot of their like upcoming releases, that would be so cool. I think they would get collectors, and maybe they could be just the bargain value studio out there for physical media. I would love to see that. I would love to see them just take over Lionsgate. Lionsgate, you messed up out there. Now it's time for Sony to come and play. So Sony, let's go. Because Sony, just a massive studio, has ton of catalog titles to work with. If they can do great value steelbooks, oh my gosh, this is going to be a game changer. So I'm excited for Sony. I've always enjoyed a lot of stuff Sony's done with like PlayStation and all that cool stuff out there. So I've been a Sony fan for a while, and I'm just, coming back to being a fan again with what they're doing in the physical media movie space. So this is Sony's battle to lose now for this year. I think they might be ranked number one at the end of the year for my personal preference on what studios or labels are doing the best out there for the year. But yeah, they are definitely competing for one of those top spots. And it's just funny how the tables have turned with the different studios out there. So, oh my gosh, this is a great, exciting year. Awesome being a physical media collector. But you guys are gonna have to let me know in the comments below. Do you think Sony is winning the physical media movie space this year like I do? Or would you say another studio or label is even doing better with their announcements and releases? Let's have those fun movie conversations down below. Of course, if you haven't already, go ahead and mega click that like button, help that YouTube algorithm out there, of course, and then turn on that subscribe, turn on the notification bell. That way you're alerted when a physical media news topic video breaks, and you are here to have this amazing community around you, a friendly film fan place to talk those movies you absolutely love. So have a great day watching the movies, and you love this physical media topic, mega smash the next video right now. And thank you so much, my Mega membership supporters. If you love talking and collecting movies, consider joining the Mega League of Film Fans through memberships to support content creation while gaining access to perks like shoutouts, exclusive videos, and future topic choices.